Spawning up in the top left-hand position as the blue Terran player, representing my insanity, it's Jjakji. And his opponent to the bottom right, the yellow Terran, representing missing in action, Frozz. Indeed, Jjakji has made his way over to Europe. He lives at the My Insanity team house, and therefore no more Korean, only European. Let's just hope he doesn't go full foreigner, because he is on a steamroll, currently ranked 2nd in all of the world according to Eligulak, in stats and things like that at the moment, only coming down against CJ Entus's Hero as currently ranked number 1, although recently Jjakji was ranked number 1 overall, so pretty crazy player, really good, former GSL champion, all that sort of shenanigan. Clearly not a big fan of Protoss either. He did beat Elfie 2-0 to get into this semi-final. The winner of this best of 3 advances into the finals. That's either going to be a best of 5 or a best of 3. It's a best of 5 unless both players agree a best of 3. And that's for a share of €75, 50 euros for the winner, 25 for second place, and a spot in the monthly Go for SC2 finals where there's 600 euros on the line. Crazy stuff. Anyway, not too much else is coming down here at the moment. Both players just getting down, probably a Reaper based opening. Jjakji fractionally ahead, 1 SCV ahead, or about 3/4 of an SCV ahead. Not a big lead, but still something good to know. He's also massively ahead in terms of his gas timing. Although actually no, that was because Frozz has already started Reaper. But actually Jjakji's still up, not getting out a Reaper first. Probably going to be chucking down a factory. His gas must have been before his barracks. Badcaster not paying proper attention there. But this is quite unique. A second barracks coming down. There should be a double Reaper play. And Jjakji isn't going to scout him. Pokes in, sees a barracks, sees a gas, and doesn't come to check on the far side of Frozz's base. It's worth noting that there is a huge amount of cliff area on Heavy Rain. The Reapers are just going to have an absolute field day on. Frozz, for the moment, just checking to make sure no sneaky stuff is happening, having seen that SCV, and should be starting up a third Reaper, or double Reaper production, out of that second barracks. Jjakji trying to come back in. A Reaper is there though, doing a good job of chipping away, and already Jjakji may know something is up. And the reason he may be suspecting some sneaky stuff is because, hang on a second, why is that Reaper not gallivanting through my base at the moment? Why is he waiting? Why is he doing so much to try and stop me scouting? Frozz though comes to take an expansion, double Reaper into a command center, all looking good, whereas Jjakji is probably going to be going for some Hellions poking at the front while dropping into the back. That's why we see the Starport coming down, that's why we see Hellion production coming down, and that is also, oh actually maybe not, there is actually now a Tech Lab coming down, but first a Reaper dies, jumping up into all of these Marines. Really not what Frozz would have wanted. But yeah, this Tech Lab and the Starport there, we could be seeing a Banshee play coming out. The switch seems to be coming down. That would be pretty cool. May catch Frozz off guard, especially if he's pumping out only those Reapers for the moment. He's got 3 in total on the field. 1 Hellion making his way through. Is that Hellion going to see things? Yes, it does. Knows everything's there. Cloak coming down though for Jjakji. His Banshee is coming down too. Meanwhile, Frozz adding in an engineering base so he can start missile turret production. Also sitting there with a third barracks being added in, starting marine production. But he needs the missile turret, otherwise he's completely reliant on scans to grant detection of those Banshee. Something that could be very dangerous for him. So, this is good news with this missile turret coming down for Frozz. This means that he's got permanent detection and that Banshee should be shut down. Frozz, of course, was able to see that the Starport was there and a tech lab was being built, so he got all the information that was really required. Able to keep these 3 Reapers alive as well, up against the Hellions and Marines. Second Banshee being committed to by Jjakji at the moment, so he's going to be pressuring hard, wanting to deal a lot of damage with those Banshee, but Frozz appears to be on top of it. Jjakji, 2 gases, still no expansion, whereas Frozz's natural base has been completed and is nearly morphed into an orbital command too. This is where Frozz is going to be able to start taking a bit of a lead economically. Not only due to having the double SCV production compared to the single SCV production of Jjakji, but also the double mules and also the more efficient mining. So Banshee's already starting to work away, can actually attack these add-ons. If you went for the Tech Lab, Combat Shield would be cancelled, but probably not going to be able to focus down in time. Instead, opting for the guaranteed damage here. The missile turret just giving detection there, but the Banshee can sneak back out should it want to. Scan being used. The Banshee able to nearly get away. Unfortunately, running straight into a bunker. That was pretty bad timing. But Jjakji's Banshee's already done some nice work. Done decent damage. If we look at the resources lost, Frozz losing a little bit more by 50. But if we look at the gas losses, obviously it's 100 to 50. So that's not as good. Jjakji also faked down expansion, getting a tank down now. But that's getting scouted, as we see here, by Frozz. Moving up nice and early. Sees everything coming through. Runs the Reapers up into the main. And there isn't very much here to defend at the moment. A second tank is going to try and come through. Those 3 Reapers attempting to make short work of anything there. 2 very low on HP. But Jjakji has to go now. All 3 of those Reapers managing to escape with their lives. Frozz may need to be very careful though. Because, and I don't mean may need to. He needs to be very careful. Because tanks are coming across. If they get in a good siege position, he could be running into issues. Behind this, Jjakji now starting up his natural base. Of course, it's hugely behind that of Frozz's, but Frozz is still having to contend with this continual Banshee harassment, picking away at some of these Marines, reducing how scary the defensive forces, or how potent the defensive forces, while there's tanks sieging up, just chipping away at this bunker. This is never what you really want to have to deal with. This Banshee, though, is playing an insanely dangerous game here, trying to pick away at some of these Marines. Energy for scans does remain, but the bunker goes down. The second tank making its way forward, while the Reapers have been actually taken out. Only 1 Reaper remains for Frozz after his harassment. Was able to get a couple of worker kills, but the natural base of Frozz now has been sieged. Being forced to lift, backing away. The Banshee's got high ground vision, and these tanks in a nice position to start shelling away at the Marines. High ground has now been taken, and Frozz has no choice but to GG out. Jjakji takes that game with a very aggressive 1 base push and has been victorious because of it.